Finally, I'm able to do it. We are here with the Bad Boys Texas on Zeus season finale. That's it. That's it, y'all. And ain't gonna be no reunion. I don't know why. Last year, for the Bad Boys, there was no reunion. I don't know what's going on. The Baddies can get a reunion, but the Bad Boys can't. I don't know what Zeus got going on, but let's go. Here we go. Okay, so the boys are still boxing, with Bobby Lights facilitating there. And it's $5,000 on the line, child. So, we left off with Prince and Relly going back and forth. Now, Prince and Relly are both about the same size, height, weight, everything. So it was literally a knockout battle. It was pretty much tied for the most part. But Prince ended up winning because Relly got tired. But Relly was sticking with Prince, and Prince was sticking with Relly. So after that, it was Mo City versus Prince. Now, Mo City had fought Adonis, and Adonis had lost that round because Mo City got more hits in or whatever. And so Mo City was down there chilling. So now we have Mo City versus Prince. And so they started going back and forth. They was thumping. They was throwing them things back and forth, child. I couldn't tell who was winning and who wasn't. But Mo City, he ended up doing a little bit better than Prince overall. However, Prince wanted to keep fighting. At one point, Mo City, he was too tired. He wanted to give up. He was over it. But they allowed Jonathan to step into the ring, who did not fight. The biggest fighter in the house, who did not fight. They allowed him to make the decision. He ended up giving the money to Mo City. And Mo City did not split the money with Prince. And, that was that. Now, me and just who the kind of person that I am, knowing that Prince fought more than I did, technically, and also knowing that Prince also did a good job. It's not like Prince got beat up. Didn't nobody get beat up, but you know what I mean. It's not like Prince just lost severely, I would have personally split the money with Prince, but I mean, whatever. Okay, so we get to the next day. Oh, and after that, the security guards was thumping. And listen, them some big boys, huge, gigantic giants, and they was really thumping at boxing. I was like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. It was a lot. It was a lot happening. Listen, in some fights, I will gladly walk away from, darling. You are not finna knock me up. The authorities will be on the line. Okay, so we get to the next day. We have Adonis, Raz-B, Prince, and Chef D. They're sitting outside talking. Adonis' arm is in a sling. Prince got one hand, child, ice in the other one. I was like, look at y'all. Y'all are not professional boxers. Look, I realized that boxing is like a bad boy thing to do. I get why they did it, but it just wasn't that smart to do because it's not like they had any time to prepare. I could see if they had like a day or two or even a week to prepare for the boxing match to get themselves together, but it was just like, oh, today we boxing, and I was just like, girl, after I just ate this chili cheeseburger and all this and drunk the night before and woke up drinking this morning and like going about my regular day. Now I got to do some actual physical activity. Girl. So, and it's a difference from street fighting and actual fighting. So, they got to talking, and two people that did not box was Ara and Jonathan. And since this is the season of Jonathan, where everybody is Team Jonathan and kisses Jonathan's ass, they, meaning Prince, he brought up the fact that, he wanted Ara to fight. He wanted to see Ara fight real bad. And Raz-B, he was just like, I wouldn't mind going in there with him or whatever. Those same love taps that Raz-B and Orlando was giving each other when they were boxing, had Ara been in that ring with any one of them, they would have went extra hard on him because I don't care what anybody say, they don't like him. Anyway, the majority of them, some of them like him, but you could tell the ones that don't really like him, and Prince is one of them. So anyway, they was just like, yeah, we wish Ara would have fought. And it was just like, I don't understand why he didn't fight. But they made an excuse for Jonathan. It was like, oh, Prince, oh, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but Jonathan, I see why he don't fight, because he can't, I guess differentiate between boxing fighting and street fighting. And I'm just like, but you would think the baddest one in the house, Jonathan, would be the first one to be ready to do something like this. That's what's interesting. But he decided not to, because he didn't slick want to get embarrassed by losing a fight and him having this reputation of being a badass. So you just want to sneak people, Jonathan, and just you want to dirty fight people, right? But you don't want to, fight in a controlled, structured way or environment. Child, I see you. A mess. So anyway, Raz-B also asked to be on the song that was already completed. Y'all know Raz-B was acting like Chucky that night with the knife. And, that's why he wasn't participating. And so he asked to be on the song. Prince is the first one that jumped up and said, no, like Destiny's Child. Prince is still bothered by what Raz-B did, clearly. He's still scared, I guess. And I'm just like, oh, child. But Chef D was just like, well, Raz-B, you are a platinum selling artist and stuff. And so, we'll think about letting you on the song. Bless Raz-B's heart, because I wouldn't have gave a damn. I wouldn't have even mentioned it. I wouldn't have cared. It's not like the song is going to go anywhere. Who cares? And them acting like they're real artists. At the end of the day, B2K, which Raz-B was in, is a platinum selling group. They meant a lot to us growing up in the early 2000s, us black teens. They were a bop. They were huge. I had their posters all on my wall everywhere. And so that was that. I had with the Word Up magazine, Raz-B, Sierra, Lil Bow Wow, Chris Brown, that whole era. Sammy, Mario, y'all know. So, I mean, outside of what each one of them are doing now or whatever, at the end of the day, they was the T. So, that's that. Okay, so next we go to a scene where it's Ara, Mo City, Orlando, Kerrion, and Darrell. Kerrion is up acting silly, acting like somebody's uncle. And it was funny just watching him and stuff. He wanted them to go out to get some mesquite wood and some propane. And Ara and Darrell, they were out there just chilling and talking. They asked Ara why he didn't fight. He was just like, you don't want the big banger up in there. Y'all know, child, Ara. And let me see. They got one thing I would have liked actually was if they actually did have a cookout. And they actually did cook. Like, do something normal for once. Like, meaning do something that everyday people do. And y'all are at these beautiful homes. Y'all are not even utilizing the homes y'all are at. Like, it's just, y'all don't even be, like, I'm just like, y'all don't be walking the neighborhood. Y'all don't be exercising, doing yoga outside. Y'all don't be cooking, having cookouts. Y'all don't be in the pool like that. Y'all just sleep there. And I was just like, what's going on? That's not what normal people do that's on vacation. That's not at home. That's at resorts. That's at, Airbnbs and stuff. And at hotels, like at least my crew, my friends and family, if we go out of town together, we at least have one night or one day where we just kind of chill around and explore where we are, So I don't know. I would have liked for them to just have a cookout and stay at home. But they ended up going out to eat, which is something I've been championing for the longest, for them to why they just don't go out to eat sometimes. We don't show them filming, just going out to eat, doing stuff. So they was at a restaurant later on, so that's good. It's the first time for everything, child. They briefly got on Mo City winning. Didn't nobody care. Ara was confused as to why he won. He said, well, Adonis knocked you in the middle of next week. I screamed, and so did Darrell. But JB definitely deserved to win the boxing for sure. He did good. Okay, let me see. Then it was this weird kind of shade battle between Kerrion and Darrell. Um, Darrell asked Kerrion, he seemed like he know how to fight, so why don't you fight when it's any other time, like a street fight? Kerrion said, well, I'm legacy. I have a legacy to uphold. You know, I have a pedigree, etc. Darrell was just like, oh, well, I'm self-made. I'm like, well, Darrell, didn't nobody ask that? He was just like, yeah, but I'm self-made. And Kerrion was like, me too. And Darrell was like, no, like, I don't have, like, I'm not connected to a famous person. Like, your father's Kurt Franklin, like, was T. And Kerrion was just like, well, you don't know me still. You wouldn't know me had I not been on the show, which is true. And so they got on the whole going out to eat and stuff thing. And, you know, Darrell said he don't know if he want to go out to eat with them because they'd be smacking their food and all this kind of stuff. And I'm sitting here like, shots are talking about people from Louisiana. But I'm like, Darrell, you was from Louisiana, girl. Seafood mukbangs, like, what you got going on? Talking about smacking and all that. Girl, all that butter and sauce and everything. Girl, Darrell killed me trying to act bougie. I just be like, sit down. This little executive producer title done really went to his head, child. I said, what's going on? And Kerrion cleared Darrell and said, let's not talk about all the things that you be smacking on. I said, oh. And that was the end of that, wasn't it? Okay, so, let me see. So we get to the bus. All the guys are on the bus and they start roasting each other. It started off with Chef D and Darrell. They start roasting each other's feet and size. And then Darrell called Ara Uncle Ruckus and said he shopped like he looked like he shopped at the same place his uncle do. And Ara started getting on Chef D and how he talked. Oh, I love that for you. And all that stuff. And let me see, Darrell, he started getting on Prince. And Prince didn't know, you know, really what to do. He's not really, you know, like quick-witted in that way. But he said something. He called him Gumbo or something. He said, child. Raz-B was the only one that brought up the obvious read, Chef D's wig. And that, like, it was just like people just acted like they didn't hear him or something. I don't know what happened, but I'm just like, Chef D is one of the most readable ones there. Like, ain't nobody coming for the scalp? And why was Raz-B the only one that knew about the wig? Or, like, I don't know. It was weird. Chef D called Ara Happy Feet. I thought that was hilarious. Because you know he gonna tap dance, child. Yeah, and that was pretty much it. It was a fun scene. I said it's pretty sad that it's the end and they're finally all getting along. That's what's messed up. And another thing I noticed is that they all tend to get along, and when Darrell and them is not acting funny or acting like they're better than people or whatever, like when everybody let their ego down and stop acting however they're acting, everybody can get along. And I also noticed that everybody easily gets along when Jonathan's not there too, because Jonathan has to be there to control everything, and you know, he's the narrative, he's the star, you know, and he knows it and they know it and they fall in line. So, you know, when the leader's not there, you know, everybody can just kind of in a way be themselves. Just unfortunate. I really wanted to like Jonathan this season. I really did. And there's parts of him I still, you know, I think he's accomplished and handsome, and good for him for, you know, being a business owner and all that, his young age and everything. Like, I am proud of Jonathan, but he has really just put a bad taste in my mouth this season. He really have. I just, I don't know. What did Ira call Aurelie before I move on? He called him an uppity, shaved, plucked bird. I said, let me go. So we get to the restaurant. The food looked amazing. So anyway, Chef D, he started to ask everybody about how their experience went. And Chef D, Mo City, and Prince both said they've had a great experience, blah, blah, blah. And so then Kerrion asked Raz-B how his experience was. Raz-B was just like, this was a hostile environment. You know, I'm a lover, I'm a sensitive person, and coming into this environment is very hostile. You don't really know what to expect. Chef D cut him off so quickly. And Prince. I think it was Prince first. Talk about no, Adonis walked into a hostile environment, which is true, he did. You know, coming into that, he was just like, no, you didn't, and da da da. They just don't want to forgive Raz-B at all for what happened. You know, Prince is you know, rather annoying, you know, with that. And regardless of whether you like Raz-B's response or not, this is his opinion, and he's talking about his experience. So why are you so personally offended by it, Prince? Especially when it's just human respect. Everybody else got the chance to speak and say their piece, but you're going to interrupt Raz-B when he starts to talk? I just didn't like that. It's just so, it was so cliquish this season. It's just annoying. I want a season of Bad Boys where don't not one person know each other. They don't know each other from a can of paint. All strangers, all new, because it was too much. Okay, what else happened? There was a scene at the restaurant. Mo City met up with Jonathan. Jonathan was getting his hair cut. They expressed how cool they was with each other. Jonathan said that Mo City was his ace and blah, blah, blah. You know, the producers, they protected Mo City too. They make him look too bad or nothing. Even though it didn't work because we saw Mo City sneak people 3 times. So there's that. But yeah, it was just, you know, I was just like, when did y'all get so cool and stuff? You see, it's just all a clique. Like, so we had a scene with Kerrion and Ara, which is the two most eclectic, most unique, most probably, I guess, non-fitting in people in the house, I would say. And, you know, so they were talking, and, you know, Ara talked about how Raz-B said that he felt disrespected by him or something. And Kerrion was just like, well, don't take offense to that. He was like, you know, you like me is a loner, and it's easy to take things a certain kind of way when you are a loner, when you feel like you don't have anybody on your side. Ara, I feel like he wasn't in the mindset to take heed to what Kerrion was telling him. You know, and that's another thing. It's a tough situation to be in. You don't really know who to trust on these shows. And, you know, with men, we don't be one to let our guard down a lot of times. So, I was listening to him, but I feel like not really. And if anybody knows what being an outsider feels like, it's definitely Kerrion. So, you know, hopefully Kerrion and Ara will, you know, develop some kind of friendship later on. That would be nice, I feel, because they can help each other when they're both feeling down or whatever. Okay, so Jonathan's back. We get back on the bus. Jonathan making everybody take shots, even when they don't want to. He's forcing their mouth open, and it's like, child. So we get to the performance. Everybody did well. Krishan Rock was there, and she did her song. And everybody said their final goodbyes. Orlando and Prince cried. And, you know, it's only up from here. And like I said, there will be no reunion. I don't know why. It's almost disrespectful. I don't know. I don't know what Zeus got going on. I really don't. Jocelyn's Cabaret can get a reunion. The Baddies can get a reunion, but the boys can't get a reunion. I don't know why. I don't know. Let me see. For next season of Bad Boys, if there's going to be a next season, I don't want to see Darrell. I don't want to see Jonathan. I don't want to see Kerrion. I don't want to see Anthony. I don't want to see anybody from season 1. Okay. As far as everybody else on the show, do I want to see them come back? No, not really. I wouldn't mind Ara coming back, and I wouldn't mind Adonis coming back, because that will only be fair, because Adonis came in as Anthony's replacement. And Jonathan was season one's replacement of whoever, I forgot. And I think one of the white boys. And he came in, and so it will make sense to have Adonis on next season. Give him a full season. Hopefully he don't show out and just become another person, child. Because I like Adonis. But I don't feel like he will. Or it'd be nice to have Adonis and Aram have their own little show on Zeus. A&A, you know. Banga and Adonis, you know, on the road or whatever. You know, show Banga out here doing his thing and show Adonis, you know, his clothing line and stuff. Yeah. I wouldn't mind some of the boys being behind the scenes, but we just don't need to see them on camera. We don't. But I think the best thing to do in general is just to not have anybody back and just have a brand new cast with brand new people. I think that would be the best. And no friends, no siblings, no relative, no none of that. I don't know you, you don't know me. It's just 7 to 10 strangers in the house and just see how things go. Make it authentic. The season was not authentic. It was rigged. And the audience felt that for sure. But it's been lovely reviewing the show. Overall, I have enjoyed it. You know, yeah. I've had moments, but overall, it's been cool. Yeah, so with that said, I'm MrChalaki. MrChalaki on Google+. Follow me at @itskinswear on Instagram and Twitter, at @itskinswear89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, MrChalaki on Cash App and PayPal, Chasey Boy on TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later.